Staying focused on the weather right now on what is technically the first day of fall.
Right. It won't feel like it by this afternoon with temperatures around 90 degrees, and the first day of autumn still leaves us in the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season. And we got a few storms to keep you updated on. We'll start with Jerry. We'll go in alphabetical order here. Jerry is a strong tropical storm. It is to the southwest of Bermuda, and it's going to be aiming for that island. Does look like it's just going to miss. We'll zoom in, put the stats on the map here. 65-mile-an-hour sustained winds. Needs to get up to 75 to become a hurricane. That does not look like it's going to happen over the next few days as it tracks to the northwest and then eventually curves towards Bermuda. Let's take a look at the forecast path from the National Hurricane Center, and we will track Jerry as it does make its way to the northwest and then turns northeast, but kind of makes that loop around Bermuda. Another very close call for that island nation, but Jerry's not going to have the same impact that Umberto had, because Umberto followed the same track just north, but it was a Category 3 hurricane. Jerry's going to be a tropical storm at that point, then it gets swept up into a larger storm system over the North Atlantic Ocean. We're also keeping an eye on Karen, which is in the southeastern Caribbean right now. It's not an impressive looking storm. The center of circulation is actually to the north of where most of the storm activity is. Not very well organized. Only 40-mile-an-hour sustained winds. Conditions aren't going to be very favorable for it to significantly strengthen as it moves to the northwest and eventually turns straight to the north, which takes it over the eastern edge of Puerto Rico by tomorrow night. Still as a minimal tropical storm. Again, just 40-mile-an-hour sustained winds. It heads north through Wednesday night, strengthens a little bit, but then things get complicated because it looks like Karen is going to grind to a halt and maybe make a turn to the west. That's the latest forecast from the Hurricane Center, strengthening to a strong tropical storm just below hurricane status by the end of the work week. After that point, though, some of the forecast model data does try to track it towards the southeastern coast of the U.S. Others just keep it meandering around the Atlantic Ocean, so we'll keep an eye on it just in case. We also have our 13th tropical depression of the Atlantic season. This one is way out there right now, just barely off the coast of Africa, likely to become Tropical Storm Lorenzo within the next 24 hours and becoming a hurricane as we head towards the middle of the week. It's going to be a fish storm, though, out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and it does look like it is going to avoid any land masses for the duration of its life cycle. We'll keep you updated on all of those. For now, it feels okay as you're heading out the door. 61 in Smithfield, 65 degrees with the skies brightening over Carter Finley Stadium, but our average lows are in the upper 50s. This is way above normal for this time of year. Low to mid 60s around the Triangle, 65 in Durham, 63 Raleigh, 64 in Fayetteville, and 68 in Grays Creek. Get your dogs out for a walk early in the day. Our dog of the day is Jules. Thank you to Jeanette, Jules Human, for sharing that picture with us. It looks comfortable just lounging in the AC. A great idea this afternoon with temperatures reaching up to around 90. Not record setting. Today's record high temperature is 99, so at least we're going to avoid that. But we're going to warm up quickly. Low to mid 80s by noon. Talking about near 90-degree temperatures across the board this afternoon, even if you're lucky enough to stay just barely in the upper 80s. More hot weather in store for the next several days. Upper 80s tomorrow and Wednesday, but then it's back into the 90s, near record highs as we hit the end of the work week and head into the last weekend of September. Laura Smith's been keeping busy. Got a couple lanes